we declare Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa as the new president of the African National Congress.
Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa is the current leader of the African National Congress and the President of South Africa. Ramaphosa is officially standing for re-election as ANC President at the party's 55th elective conference in December. Does he stand a chance? Are South Africans satisfied with his leadership so far? What are his wins and what are his losses? Let's take a deeper look at the ruling party's current president. Ramaphosa was born in November 1952 in Soweto, Johannesburg. He studied law at the University of South Africa, later obtaining a B.Proc degree in 1981. He was a member of the South African Student Organization and the Black People's Convention. As one of the founders of the National Union of Mine Workers, he became the union's first General Secretary and led mine workers in one of the biggest strikes in South Africa's history. He also helped establish COSATU. In 1974, Ramaphosa's work led to his detention in solitary confinement for 11 months under Section 6 of the Terrorism Act for organizing pro-Fulimo rallies. He was detained for a second time and held for 6 months following the Soweto uprising in 1976. In 1986, he went into hiding after the declaration of a state of emergency. Following the unbanning of the ANC, he was elected as the party's Secretary General in 1991. He was also head of the ANC's negotiation team at the Convention for a Democratic South Africa. In 1994, he served as a Member of Parliament and served as the chairperson of the Constitutional Assembly. He had the momentous task of overseeing the draft of South Africa's first democratic constitution. Despite an extensive record in politics and workers' rights movements, Ramaphosa left Parliament and his ANC SG position to move into business. He joined New Africa Investments Limited and in 2001 established investment company Shanduka Group. The Shanduka Foundation, now called Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, was established in 2004. In December 2012, he made a comeback to the ANC's top 6 leadership when he was elected Deputy President of the party at the Mangaung Conference. In 2014, he was appointed Deputy President of South Africa under former President Jacob Zuma.
That brand new President of the ANC is Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa.
The highly contested Nasrec conference in 2017 saw him being elected as the 13th ANC president. Following President Zuma's resignation in 2018, he was officially announced as the president of South Africa, and again in 2019 after the national elections. But it has not always been sweet for Cupcake, as he's affectionately called in some quarters. One of the biggest controversies surrounding the president is the Marikana massacre. On the 16th of August 2012, South Africa witnessed one of the most tragic events to unfold post-apartheid, when police shot at striking Lomban miners using live ammunition. 34 miners were killed and many more were seriously injured. Before the shooting, Ramaphosa, the then chairperson of Lomban's BEE partner, sent an email to Lomban's chief commercial officer, Albert Jameson. Ramaphosa is said to have written, "The terrible events that have unfolded cannot be described as a labor dispute. They are plainly dastardly criminal and must be characterized as such. There needs to be concomitant action to address the situation." In other emails, it's alleged that Ramaphosa told then Police Minister Natim Tuta to come down hard on striking miners.
There was no wrongdoing. Let me repeat, no wrongdoing, no criminality, and no abuse of public funds or resources.
During the CR17 presidential campaign, Ramaphosa received donations from various funders, including 500,000 rand from controversial company Bosasa. In 2019, Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane released a report which revealed that there was a series of trust and complex transactions to disguise the laundering of more than 400 million rand donated to the CR17 campaign. Ramaphosa has disputed the findings and has since taken Mkhwebane's report on review. Not long after this, the world was hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. During this time, strict rules were put in place throughout the country in an attempt to contain the virus.
The sale of alcohol from retail outlets.
Ramaphosa's government has not only been widely criticized for the harsh lockdown rules, which included the banning of cigarettes and alcohol consumption, but also for the corruption that people under his leadership were allegedly involved in when millions of rands meant for personal protective equipment and the Department of Health were stolen. The most recent thorn in Ramaphosa's side is the alleged 2020 burglary at his Phala farm. In June this year, former head of state security Arthur Fraser laid criminal charges against Ramaphosa for the alleged theft of millions of US dollars at the Limpopo-based property. The charges include money laundering, defeating the ends of justice, and kidnapping. Fraser alleged that Ramaphosa's Limpopo farm was robbed of $4 million in cash by two foreign nationals. The money was allegedly stuffed in the couches inside Ramaphosa's home. President Cyril Ramaphosa has vehemently denied that the theft of foreign currency from his farm was akin to money laundering or that he had done anything wrong.
Allow the due process to unfold.
Ramaphosa refused to answer questions about the burglary in Parliament, saying the matter was under investigation. The Section 89 report, however, found that Ramaphosa may have a case to answer for. The panel, which handed its report to the National Assembly just a few weeks before the ANC's 55th National Conference, said that in light of the information placed before it, it concluded that on the face of it, the president may have violated the Constitution. Following the release of the report, Ramaphosa was expected to resign as both the president of the country and ANC and withdraw from contesting in the party's elective conference. It's alleged that his close allies convinced him not to step down, saying they will fight to ensure he makes it out of the special NEC meeting scheduled to discuss the report. Ramaphosa has since said the panel misunderstood its mandate. He filed papers in the Constitutional Court asking the Apex Court to review and set aside the report. The ANC-NEC meeting resolved that its parliamentary caucus would vote against the adaptation of the report in Parliament on the 13th of December 2022.
Yes, those who have voted yes, 148, and those who have voted no, 214, abstention 2.
With majority votes, Parliament resolved the debate by not adopting the Phala report.
Now is the time where all of us should lend a hand. Now is the time for each one of us to say, South Africa, send me.
Ramaphosa's first campaign for the ANC presidency was launched under the banner of a new dawn, a time where corruption would be fought in order to realize the dream of a better South Africa for all. Will Ramaphosa's failure to fully realize his vision of the ANC's new dawn stop him from leading for another 4 years? Or will he manage to reach the top again despite all the scandals?